Hello and welcome to Jedi and the Mailman, show where two old friends aim to deliver the best Star Wars talk in the galaxy. I'm Mike the Mailman. That is not Jimmy the Jedi. We are Jedi-less tonight. Instead, we have a pinch hitter. Jack has stepped in for Jimmy, who is off on some personal business. Jack, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you, buddy. How are you?
Fantastic. Now, Jack, it's pretty late over there in the UK. We appreciate you staying up and hanging out with us.
Not a problem. It is. It's just gone past 1 o'clock in the morning, and like you mentioned, Jimmy's selfishly taking
Mhm.
tonight off to go and celebrate Molly's birthday. So we'll let him off.
Yeah, we want to keep him married.
Yeah, yeah. And if he does watch this back, I'm sure he will because he'll be checking up on us. Happy birthday to Molly. You
Yes,
deserve an
happy birthday, Molly.
absolute medal for one, putting up with him, and two, keeping
Yes.
so young. Awesome. How you been this week then, Mike?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Weather's been up and down around here, but just plugging along, having a good old time.
Nice, nice.
So, where am I going here? Oh yeah, the podcast you guys
Yeah.
put out today. The what was the topic? You guys were talking
Warfare,
about
Star Wars
warfare.
warfare.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was interesting.
it was
Had on
indeed.
had on Tiara from Crafting on Ilum. She's
Yeah,
always great.
yeah. She's always a barrel of laughs. Highly recommend listening to that episode. It's quite interesting actually. Um,
Hmm.
a lot of different perspectives from myself and Jimmy, relating it to the stuff that we've done and doing in the military to Star Wars warfare, and talking about some of the ideas and some of the reasons why they did certain things certain ways with certain weapon systems and ships, etc. So yeah, no, it was really good. If you haven't listened to it, anyone that's watching now, make sure you head on over to Spotify or any podcast provider of your choice, and give it a listen and let us know your thoughts and comments. Anything stood out for you in that episode this week, Mike? Anything in particular?
Oh, I thought it was interesting that the three of you all decided to side with the Empire. Like
Yeah.
you all said the Empire's military was better. And I would have to agree that they have the more advanced technology and whatnot. But
Oh yeah.
I think the outcome of any military conflict is it's a win or loss, right? Who wins,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
loses? Well, the Empire always loses. So they might
It
kill a
does.
whole lot of people, but
Yeah.
the people on the good side end up triumphant in the end. So I don't
It
know.
does. Yeah, it's been a super busy few days for the podcast. Obviously, we're going absolutely crazy on the numbers again. So a massive thank you for everyone's
Yeah.
support. We've just hit over 4,000 alone on the Instagram. All the other socials as well. They're all taking off. We're trying to get to 500 at the minute on YouTube. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And if you're watching, please, it does help a lot. And again, for tonight, if you want to jump in the comments and chat along with myself and Mike, is there anything at all Star Wars you want to talk about? Chuck it in there, and we will get back to you. Also, tomorrow, 7 o'clock UK time, I've got the Explorers League quiz going on. Did you manage to watch last week's?
Yes, that was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I have seen game shows that are less entertaining than that. Like you guys nailed it. I mean, seriously, for the first night out, you rocked. I know you were a little bit nervous and whatnot getting that show started, but man, I couldn't. I was smiling the whole time watching it. Like I
Nice.
didn't know a lot of the answers. I did get some. I'm not a
Yeah.
complete dummy, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was great. Like I said, you watch the Game Show Network channel or something like that. There are some terrible game shows on there. Your little game show is a heck of a lot better than some of them.
Yeah.
So good
Yeah.
work, man. I mean,
Cheers, dude. Cheers. Yeah, it was nerve-wracking because I just wanted to go smoothly, and I didn't want the questions to be too easy or too difficult. I sort
yeah.
of found that medium. Obviously, we're going live again tomorrow with two brand new contestants as well. Obviously, Jacob won last week, so he's 3 wins away from a free lightsaber supplied by awesome people over at All Sabers. Remember, if you want to take part in the quiz as well, guys and girls, again, just comment in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to YouTube and also the Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the social media platforms that we're on, and then just message us. Let us know that you want to take part. It's totally free, and the best part is you win a lightsaber of your choice. There's 5 awesome lightsabers from All Sabers to choose from. Again, it's all free. The shipping's free. Everything. All you've got to do is just beat 4 people in a row. You don't have to come on every single week consecutively either. You just got to come on, beat 4 people. It's as easy, I say easy, as that. But yeah,
What's the
I-
plan? How long do you plan to go before you start pitting the winners against one another?
it's just on availability. So, for
Yeah.
instance, if Jacob was free this week, he'd be back on straight away. We'll get you on as soon as possible, whatever fits around your schedule. We are
Nice.
going to try and run this every single Wednesday, time permitting. Obviously, we are going to have a little break because we've got the big one coming up in terms of celebration. So I'll be in Japan, unable to host it from there. But yeah, it's going well. But again, if you want to join, just let us know. Make sure you like, share the socials, and comment that you want to join the quiz. It's all for free, right, Mike? We've got
Yes.
loads to talk about tonight.
We
Really,
do, we
really
do.
interesting topic. Wait to let everyone know what it is we want to talk about.
Okay, so we're trying to stick in the realm of Andor. We're just 3 weeks away now from Andor. We're
Yep.
only 2 weeks away from Celebration. Like
Oh yeah,
this time, next Tuesday we'll have a show, and then the week after that we'll be off because you guys will be heading to Japan.
that's
So
right.
man, it's coming quick. But 3 weeks till Andor. So we're kind of the past couple weeks talking about things loosely around Andor. We had a conversation about Saw Gerrera, who's obviously going to be in Andor season 2.
Yep.
Last week we had a great discussion with Brandon from Clan Brandalorian.
Yeah.
Around Andor, and this week we're looking at. So there was an article out where Tony Gilroy was interviewed, and
Yep.
he basically said, like, I've done such a great job with Andor. It's a huge success, and I've kicked the doors open for anybody to take Star Wars in any direction into any different genre. So tonight we're going to kind of explore that a little bit. We're going to go down the list of different movie genres and kind of give our thoughts on what how we could what do we see Star Wars doing in these different genres. Would it work? Would it not work? How could it work? Who would be great? That sort of thing. So
Yeah, nice. So we've got lots of different genres to choose from, lots of movie ideas or documentary ideas, whatever ideas that we can come up with. Again, anyone that's watching, if you've got anything you want to say, whack it in those comments on Instagram or YouTube's. Myself and Mike will do our utmost best to get it out, get it read, and join in the conversation. Mike, where do we want to start with this then?
well, I just Googled film genres.
Nice. Good place
So
to
why don't we just start with that?
Awesome.
Obviously, like Star Wars is kind of in more than one genre if you think about it. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
you could say it's science fiction, you could say it's fantasy, you could say it's action. It fits into a multitude of different genres, but and some things kind of work better than others, and some there's some combinations, but the let's just roll it here. So like the first one that comes up is horror. Now,
Yeah.
horror is always an interesting genre. I'm not a big horror fan. I don't know. How about you, Jack? You into horror movies?
I don't mind them. I mean, I will sit and watch them. Some of them I do find a bit over the top, but yeah, I will sit and
Yeah.
watch them.
Yeah. The interesting thing about horror, it's a genre where if you have a good idea, it doesn't take a lot of money to
Yeah.
do something in the horror vein. So there are some really off the wall and interesting horror films out there.
Okay.
And I think this would be a really interesting place to go with a Star Wars story. There's lots of things in Star Wars that lend itself to horror. If you think about the like the High Republic series, going through that, the Nameless,
Yeah.
just the Jedi dealing with the Nameless. That's, I mean, straight out of a horror movie. Or the Drengir. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that and man, there's lots of different ways you could go with this with horror.
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
got any ideas?
Oh wow. Yeah. I've got absolutely hundreds of ideas, especially for a horror. I mean, if we're going to pitch a horror movie, you mentioned 2 or 3 of the scariest possibilities
Mhm.
in the Star Wars universe, especially with the Drengir and the Nameless. The Nameless being probably the most up to date horror, if you like, creature that's been brought out. I mean, the books alone at the minute are pretty horror based, if you like. I know Cavan Scott, author of the Horror Public's massively into his horror stuff as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's lots of ideas floating around my head. One of the major ones that's always playing on my mind is Star Wars Battlefront 2's got a game mode where you play as a stormtrooper on Endor,
Yeah.
in the forest at night with a flashlight, with a blaster, and you're trying to shoot them down. And if you die, obviously you become one. I think that'd be a fantastic horror show. Troopers
Yeah.
left behind on Endor. That'd be absolutely amazing. Don't you think?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
the horror show.
Dude, when you
Uh,
see an Ewok, I mean, it's like a cute, cuddly thing, but
yeah, yeah.
it can so easily be turned into the murder bear sort of thing. You
Oh
know what I
gosh,
mean?
yeah.
Like anytime you have, and it's a trope in a lot of different horror movies where you have like a smallish creature that's kind of unassuming, but then you get a gang of them and they're just hidden in the woods and coming out of
Yeah.
freaking nowhere, coming at you. Yeah, for sure. That would be a great avenue to go down.
Yeah, 100%. Especially if you're left behind on a forest, you've lost the battle. You sort of like
Yeah.
come round and everyone's disappeared, but the Ewoks are still there.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
saw that what they were going to do to the rebels
Yes.
before Luke started making C-3PO float. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine what they actually would do if
Right.
there's no voodoo there, if you like.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
they got all those empty helmets they're beating on with bones.
yeah,
So something was in those helmets at one
yeah,
time. Something was
yeah.
on those bones. So yeah.
Great point. So, yeah, we've got the Endor horror story, which I
Yeah.
probably call something like Left Behind or something. That'd be the title for that show.
Yeah.
Another one would be you could do something with the night troopers, obviously from Thrawn.
Yeah.
Easily done
Zombie
again.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. Dathomir would be the perfect horror
Mm-hmm.
setting planet, I think, as well.
Yeah, that was where I was going to
Especially
go next too. I mean, with
especially with
The Dathomiri males already look like demons. So
yeah,
like you're halfway there. And then with the
yeah.
witches and all that stuff, yeah, there's a lot of avenue to explore with that
Oh gosh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Again, you could do it either pre or post Clone Wars as well, as in,
Mhm.
imagine someone turning up post Clone Wars on Dathomir after they've just been
Yeah.
wiped out by the Separatists. All the
Mhm.
witches are there. Pre Dathomir, obviously, they're a bit more power behind them.
Yeah.
So you got the Witches of Dathomir stuff. So again, title of that again, I'd literally just call it the Witches of Dathomir. That I
Yeah.
think would put the GBs down anybody. So
Mhm.
there's loads of stuff you can do with horror.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah,
one you
there's
could
stuff
probably
you
do.
could do with the dark side too, just like
Oh
with,
gosh, yeah.
a Sith, just them.
Even the Inquisitors,
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
like
Yeah,
chasing you down.
it's endless what you could do with horror. And like I said
Yeah,
before too, it's the cheapest genre. You have to put the money into special effects and whatnot for the
yeah. But
most part.
even
I
that,
mean, there are some horror movies where they don't put a lot of money in. It's a little cheesy, and you like it for that fact. You know what I mean? But Star Wars, I think you gotta put that money into the special effects and make sure everything looks cool. But yeah, I mean, for a lot smaller budget than a big Star Wars movie, you could have something that people would really enjoy.
oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's I don't know if you've heard of it. It's from the 90s, a film called The Blair Witch Project.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that cost them less than like £500 to
Right.
make, but ended up making
Yeah.
millions. So you could go down
Hmm.
that avenue of like first person perspective. They've got a camera again, sticking with the Endor stuff.
Hmm.
The troopers are recording everything, and they can hear
Yep.
noises in the forest. They can hear the
Yep.
little Ewoks like
For
knocking
sure.
around. I think that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
You could have stuff like escaping from rancors or wampers. Like
Hmm.
there's loads. Imagine a
Yeah.
horror movie just called the Belly of the Sarlacc, and it's
Right.
just someone being digested slowly,
Hmm.
sort of sped up because
Yeah.
it takes 1,000 years or whatever. I'd love to see like a horror film with Chrysanthemum in, because I think he is by far one menacing character you just wouldn't mess with at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so I get like a like a Jason vibe from
Hmm.
Chrysanthemum. So again, imagine him chasing you down with some form of weapon, be it an
Right.
axe or something.
Hmm.
That's another thing. But yeah, Inquisitors hunting down. So horror, mate. There's loads you could do with a horror,
Yeah.
but if I had to choose out of
Yeah.
everything, it's got to be the Endor thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you there. I'd love to see that one. I've heard from multiple people about that. I've never played Battlefront. I really want to because
That's
I've
class.
heard such good things about it from everybody.
Yeah,
But
class.
that that being stuck on Endor, that I hear that one all the time. That it's freaking awesome. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
Awesome.
definitely definitely lots of avenues to pursue in the horror genre for sure.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. What other sort of genres are we looking at? Like you mentioned, Star Wars has
Well,
got so many.
yeah.
What's next
So
on the list?
next on the list is action, which I mean, you've already got that for the most part. I mean, you
Yeah,
can describe every Star Wars movie as an action movie, but a sci-fi action movie, or however you want to describe it. But they all got action.
yeah,
But one
yeah.
thing I was thinking in the action genre is, you know, John Wick, definitely an action movie. One of the latest, greatest. Everybody loves the John Wick story.
Yeah.
I was thinking that clone that in the Clone Wars, he defected and went off to raise his family. What
Yes,
if somebody? It's almost like Taken or John Wick. Somebody comes and takes his family, and
that's a
that clone,
wicked idea.
he's got to get back into the action and take things into his own hands and get his
That is a
family back.
wicked idea.
Yeah,
Yes,
that one came to me
wicked idea.
today.
Would you keep that in animation or would you make it live action?
Live action. I mean, you
Live
could
action.
do it. I mean, all these things you could do in
Oh
animation as
yeah,
well. That's the other thing we were talking about with horror is it's cheaper. Well, animation's the cheapest, as cheap as you can go.
yeah,
And after watching a show like The Bad Batch, the animation they did in that, like seriously, if you just walked in and didn't know what you were watching, you could easily find yourself thinking like this isn't a cartoon. You could
yeah,
seriously mistakenly think that it was real.
yeah, yeah.
So I mean,
Totally,
they do great things in animation in Star Wars,
they
but
do.
I'd like to see that in live action. It wouldn't be difficult, I don't think, to
Yeah,
do in live
yeah.
action.
Yeah, 100%, bud. Totally agree with you. Star Wars Marshall jumping in the comments. How's it going, guys? It's going really well. Thank you, Marshall. Hope you're doing well. Obviously, tune in the quiz tomorrow. He's keen to get on, so he might be coming on as a
Sweet.
contestant. We're just talking about Star Wars film ideas with certain genres. All you've missed at the minute is we spoke about Star Wars horror films and what sort of plot we'd have. And we've sort of gone down the route of Endor vibes. We're getting loads of comments over on the Instagram as well. Darth Vengeance, a Grievous film showing his backstory would be an amazing film to see.
Yeah.
Completely agree with that. Aaron Wiggins said it's really cool. Rogue is the best Star Wars action film. Rogue One, I think he's alluding to there. Yeah,
Mhm.
totally agree. Yeah, if you've got any ideas, Star Wars Marshall, on any genres of Star Wars films, whatever, even ideas of any Star Wars films, just chuck them in the comments and we'll just start spitballing some ideas. Mike's just come up with an amazing idea, and I'm trying to think of the clone. What is the clone's name that
I
deflects?
can never remember.
So there's a clone in the Clone Wars that deflects and ends up raising a family. I might have just saying then imagine like a John Wick style. His family get kidnapped or worse, and he goes on a rampage. Mate, that'd be amazing.
It would
That'd
be,
be
wouldn't it?
amazing. God, that is insanely good idea.
I should
Um,
make movies. I have good ideas from time to
you
time.
do, and we've seen the past episodes where you and Jimmy were talking about when you were kids and you were making Star Wars films as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Gregor, I think Star Wars Marshall's come up with Gregor.
Yeah.
Gregor, I think it
Yeah.
might be Gregor.
I know there was a clone named Gregor. It might have been
Mm.
him. Like I said, there are so many different clones. It's hard to remember them all.
Yeah, that's a really good point. What do you reckon's been the closest thing to an action Star Wars action film? Because I'm thinking on top of my head, probably Solo.
Yeah, I suppose you could. Yeah, I mean, I I don't know if I could say any's like I said, they all have action. Every single one of them. There's not one that doesn't.
Yeah,
So it all just falls into that category of kind of the mishmash of what Star Wars is. But yeah, I don't know. Like if you're thinking just straight up action, like old school 80s and 90s action, like I said, Rambo, and lately with John Wick and stuff like that. But
yeah.
I don't know. Did any action ideas you had that would be interesting? You think?
I have to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't really. I'm struggling for action ideas. I mean, like you mentioned there, I think that's a class idea, and the clone's name was Cut Lawquit. Cut Lawquit.
Oh, okay.
Action wise, I don't know. It'd be I don't know. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. Marshall's
Yeah, I
come up
mean,
with an absolute awesome one. Hutt Family Crime Boss series / film would be class. So we'll
Yeah.
definitely go down
Yeah.
the route of like crime thriller sort of thing. We'll
Yeah.
come back to
Yeah.
that, Marshall. We'll save that one. That's a class idea. Aaron as well over on Instagram said this may be close to Spaceballs, but a space Star Wars comedy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Solo was kind of Hunger Games. Okay. Okay. I see. I sort of see where you're going with that. Maybe you have to expand a little bit on that. But yeah, in terms of action, buddy, you've stumped me there. Really, if I'm totally
Yeah.
honest. I'm trying to
That's
just.
all right. Like it's definitely there's any. I mean, it could go in any kind of direction, really, because you've got the Jedi. You could focus on a Jedi and just their, a
More, more.
Jedi going on a mission. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
could be a great action film, or
A,
yeah,
a,
there's so many different
a
ways you
good
could
a good
go.
one would be watching Maul's apprenticeship through Palps, because
Yeah,
that was insane. Or
yeah,
even I can say Palpatine's one in the Plagueis novel. But watching Maul, I mean, he always delivers action, really, doesn't he?
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Okay,
Right, happy with action. What else we got, buddy?
yeah. Well, next is thriller.
Nice.
So, I mean, what do you think of when you think of thriller?
I'm gonna say Michael Jackson. Right, no. Our Tiara's just dropped in. Hello, welcome to the
Hey,
stream.
hey,
She's put, I want a Mr. and Mrs. Smith-esque, but with two
oh,
Star Wars
yeah,
bounty
yeah,
hunters.
yeah,
That is a class idea.
yeah. That fits into the
Love these
action
ideas. We need to
genre
write
for
all
sure.
these down. These are class.
Yes.
A Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Right. What we're talking about thriller. We'll hold the thriller. Let's build on
Mhm.
this. Right. So two Star Wars bounty hunters, thrillers. Okay. Okay. Right. Thriller. Trying to think.
Well,
Okay.
if you
So
did more of Voss and
Aura,
jeez, yeah,
the sniper
or
one.
um,
You know,
what am I thinking?
describe.
The jeez, it's the novel that I'm reading right now. The Jedi Voss
Sarge.
and Asajj. Yes, 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 yes. I mean, the novel kind of goes, in the direction it goes, but there could have been more adventures with Voss and Asajj
Yeah.
before, they move on to
Yeah. That's sort of a
trying to
Mr.
take
and
out.
Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's not a bad idea, mate. I've got an idea now. It's just popped into my head. So we'll stick in with Tiara's thing, right? Of Mr. and Mrs. Smith-esque.
Hmm.
All right. And I'm going to tie this in with Marshall's Hut Family Crime Boss series / film. What if the two bounty hunter partners were working for the Huts, but the hits were each other and didn't realize?
Ooh, heck
Or,
yeah,
or to start the show or start the movie, I can picture it now. It's like the hit was the same target for both of them, but they don't realize. Like one of them gets it, one of them doesn't, and it happens again, and then they sort of start twigging. Then there's a bounty on
yeah,
each of them. That'd be
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That'd
for
be good.
sure. Yes, Tiara likes the idea.
Yeah, yeah. Aaron over on Instagram's put a spy, and he's put a K-19 style. Okay, yeah, nice, nice. So yeah, Tiara's with me like Jack. Now that's a plot. Yeah, when me and Tiara get together, like ideas just flow. You see on the
Yeah.
last episode, honestly.
Hmm.
Again, we need to write that one down. Right, let's go back to the thriller stuff then. Right, what is
Okay.
a thriller? What sort of things make it a thriller, Mike?
Well, so I'm just looking on Wikipedia here. It says
Yeah,
thriller is a genre of fiction with numerous, often overlapping subgenre, including crime, horror, detective fiction. So
that could fit nicely for that one, couldn't it? To be fair.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's almost like you said. Like it says, it's a subgenre of fiction, which
Yeah.
includes multiple different things. So thriller, like you can have an action thriller, you can have a horror thriller. Thriller just fits in with anything as long as there's lots of overlapping things.
I'm happy that this is
Yeah.
what we need to do now, Mike. We need to write these down. We need to write these down. So Marshall just coming on now
Well,
saying would love a Chrysanthemum and Boss going at it,
oh
especially
yeah.
with conflicts between the two species. Eric's just dropped in saying, "Hey, it's the boys."
you
How you doing,
know,
buddy? Right, Mike.
Chrysanthemum,
Sorry,
Chrysanthemum and Boss going at it is
that'd be
almost like
insane.
an old school, like two titans fighting. You know what I mean? Like almost like Godzilla and King Kong going at it. You know what I mean? Two
Yeah,
just
yeah.
massive
That'd be
dudes.
insane. Over on Instagram, Aaron's come up with another awesome plot line here. The story of how Galen Erso managed to implement the weak spot in the Death Star. That'd be a good one.
Yeah,
That'd be a really
yeah.
like pucker one.
And
What we
that's
need
what you
to
think
do,
of with Thriller too.
yeah,
That's the plot that underlies it all. And all the little things, all the little intricacies that go along with that. Like, is he gonna get caught? Is it, is this gonna make it through? Like, yeah, that's what you think of when you think of Thriller for sure.
yeah, for sure. So Eric's just saying, what are we doing? So me and Mike have no clue.
Late to the
No,
party.
yeah. All we're doing tonight is just talking about Star Wars film ideas, silly ones, some not so silly ones, sort of thing, but putting them in different genres. So this is what we're going to say to Mike, and this is what we need to do. You got a pen and paper there, Mike, have you?
Somewhere, yeah.
If not,
We are
put it in
recording
the
this.
chat.
Like,
We need to write these down though, because I want to finish them off at the top at the end. I've got an idea.
okay, all
So
right.
we're done
I
with
usually have
different
a pen.
genres of
Here's a pen.
films. So we've gone. The first genre we looked at was horror, and we decided that our horror theme, can't get my words out here, would be based around Endor, with Ewoks on the murder, with stormtroopers, scout
Bears.
troopers, whoever is left behind from the Imperials. So it's called Murder Bears, like Mike said. The title of it we're going to go for is Left Behind. So what we want you to do, Mike, is just write down Left Behind, and
Got
then
it.
Thriller, and then / Ewok Murder Bears or whatever, so we can remember what we're talking about. The
Yeah.
second one was the action, and the one we come up with that, or Mike did, was an amazing one about Cut Lorky, who was the left behind, not left behind, a deflected stormtrooper. Marshall's off a little late for me, lads. Yeah, I know the feeling, Marshall. It's half past one as well. Catching a bit.
Thanks for stopping in, buddy.
Yeah, so action, mate. Put the clone deflect. What we're going to call that though?
Yeah. We can't use like Taken because there's already a Taken film.
Are we going to say his
series, but
family's been taken, or are we saying his family's been killed?
no, I mean, oh, that's a good question. What would be better? Like,
yeah, that's
when they're dead, you have nothing to lose, and you're just,
What about Cutback?
Cutback.
That's his name's Cut.
Yeah.
You want to go for that, Cutback or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
Right, we need a name for it. If not, chat, let us know. We need some names for these films.
Cutback is good.
Cutback good?
Yeah, it's
okay.
We'll fit that in. So, yeah. So
right,
this
and
is
then
the action genre.
We've just covered Thriller, which is where we're at now. And
credits to Smith.
So we've got Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Right, we don't want to call it Mr. and Mrs. Smith though, because that's what he come up with. There's 2 Star Wars bounty hunters. So we want to try and tie it in with Marshall's Hook Crime Family series. What could we call it? 2 Star Wars bounty hunters, husband and wife. A wonderful bounty, or lovely bounty, or I don't know, a bounty of love.
These are pretty good, Jack. These are pretty good.
Other names, Retrospec. Oh, I love that, Aaron. Retrospec.
Retrospec.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. Do you reckon Retrospec?
Sure.
Does that sound all right? Yeah, we'll go with that, Aaron. That's a good one over on Instagram.
Once we get the green light, we can always edit these down. Once Star Wars gives us the go ahead.
These are all going out tomorrow. Once Star Wars gives us the green light, me and Mark will be in touch. Awesome. Right, that's Thriller put to bed. You happy with that,
okay.
Mike? Yeah? So we've got one from me, one from you, and one from the listeners, viewers. Cool.
Yes. All right, so we want to go on down the line here. Next on my list is drama.
Nice. Okay, what defines a drama?
Drama, a subgenre with examples including action, comedy, drama. That doesn't help me. Hang on.
Okay, so it's like a little mix of things.
Drama.
What have we got?
Well, you got, like, for instance, you have like legal dramas. You have, I think that's a good place to go with it. There's something illegal going on, and 2 sides fighting to get to the bottom of it.
Okay, so we could theme this around Endor sort of thing, ISB agent onto something, maybe narcotics being smugglers. What are we thinking?
Let me think.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, because
it's a good point, Eric. Drama might just mean overly dramatic.
Yeah.
We need a plot, and then we need a title. That could probably be the title. Overly dramatic. Yeah. Right. So we're thinking we're going down the routes of like smugglers, sort of ISB agent route. Do you think for a drama,
Yeah, we could go that route.
or it
Let
could
me.
be a man wrongly convicted?
Mhm.
So again, like Cassian was
Yeah,
in
yeah. I
Andor
was
when he was
thinking
just
of.
walking.
Mhm.
We could do it from. Oh, mate, this is what
Okay.
we could do. We could do. This is the drama, right? This is my idea. So obviously they've got other prisoners in Narkina 5. So we could
Mhm.
do it from. We could just do it from the perspective of a different prisoner. So the doctor, for example. So the
Mm.
doctor could have, I don't know, had a patient. The patient suddenly died, and now the
Mm.
ISB are like, right, you go in prison. But it's the
Mhm.
ISB that murdered the patient to get the doctor in the prison.
Right. Yeah.
And title, wait for it, drum roll. Gonna call it Doctor Dramatic.
The best one yet.
That's class. That's class.
Okay. And I don't even think I have to label that is our drama, but
Yeah, that's a good one. Have you got any more ideas for that?
um,
Or you
gosh,
content?
yeah, I'm content. There's nothing that's really jumping out at me there.
No.
The next, I have something for the next one though.
Yes, go for it. What's the next one?
Okay, so next one on my list is romance. All right,
Oh, okay.
now you know, two heterosexual straight males, we're usually not into the romance stuff, but you got romance, you got the straight up romance, you got the romantic comedy. There's different avenues you could go down, but
Fair
when
enough.
I think of romance and I think of Star Wars,
Yeah.
and we've brought this up before, the thing that I want to see, the thing that comes up over and over again, is Obi-Wan and Satine. You know, I want
Yeah.
that story. I
Yeah.
want to know
Sold.
why Obi-Wan was ready to leave the Order if she had asked. I want to know, is it's Satine's kid? Is that Obi-Wan's kid? You know what I mean? I want I
Yes.
want to know more about that.
That's a brilliant, brilliant one. Right. We need a title then. So we've got the plot. Easy.
Hmm.
What do we call this one? The Jedi and the Mandalorian?
That can't go wrong there. That's
Easy. The Jedi and
yeah.
the Mandalorian it is then. Nice. We've got some absolute blockbusters here, guys.
I know.
Anyone at Lucasfilm or Disney are watching, just hit us up. All our links are in the socials. Send us the DM. We've trademarked all these, so you can't take them and copyright the lot as well.
And I work cheap. I don't need millions of dollars like some of these.
Yeah, I'm happy with just a part in anything upcoming. Ahsoka
Yeah,
season
just
2.
give me a credit.
Yeah, put me and Mike in Ahsoka season 2. We'll be like a crew member or something that just walks past.
Whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
awesome. I love
Okay.
what Eric put. Sounds like a plot of Doctor Who.
Mm,
Obviously, he's referring to the drama. Brilliant,
yeah,
brilliant comment. Awesome. We're smashing through these. Right.
we are.
Obviously, there's so many more. There's so many more genres as well. What we got? What we got?
All right. So, all right. Let's see. Next is science fiction, which we've talked. It's
Yeah,
Star Wars
yeah,
lands firmly in science fiction. I don't think we
yeah.
need to.
Nah.
That's the genre that's most explored, I believe, and
Yeah.
so we'll just skip over that one.
Skip over that.
So next we got comedy.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
I have an
Easy.
idea for comedy.
Go for it.
Okay, so we have a master Jedi. He's
Yeah,
like in his 50s, right?
yeah.
And he's got a Padawan who is this 40-year-old dude, balding. He's got the Padawan braid. It's ratty as can be because he's going
Nice.
bald. And the just this 40-year-old Padawan just can't get it together to take the test. So our master Jedi, he's not a master. Okay, our Jedi master he's just a Jedi Knight, and he's got this Padawan, and he can't make master because he can't get this
Padawan's
Padawan
holding back.
past the test.
That's
So take it from there. Comedy ensues. I don't know.
yeah. I like that. That's a good one. It's like the 40-year-old virgin, but the
Yeah,
40-year-old Padawan. Yeah. Okay.
yes.
Happy with that one. That's brilliant. I was going to go down the route of the fisherman from Andor that catches Cassian and I can't remember the other guy's name now in those fishing nets. Those two
Yeah.
just look hilarious anyway. But
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Yes. I can't think of the name.
40-year-old Padawan
You want to go
is
with the 40-year-old
freaking
Padawan?
class.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And this is
40-year-old Padawan.
this is another. I would love to just take the time and just explore the comedy genre because I love comedy, and
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes Star Wars takes itself way too seriously, and it would be fun to just to bat back and forth comedy ideas of where Star
Yeah.
Wars could go. But I like this idea. What we're doing here, we're getting some good ideas down on paper, and we'll come back to them at the end. So
We
let me
are.
write this
We are.
down here. So we got the 40-year-old
Awesome.
Padawan.
Let us know in the comments any ideas, thoughts, characters, plots, anything like that. Let's get them. We've already had one of you make one of the films with us. Let's get some more in there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys, as well. And if you're watching over on Instagram, please share the broadcast by all means. Let's get these likes, shares, and subscribes up.
Yeah. A
Right.
while back, Jimmy and I did we were trying to come up with ideas for the next trilogy. We were
Oh, okay. Yeah,
basically
I remember this
writing the
one.
next movie.
Yeah, I remember
And
this one.
this has the same potential as that show that we did back then because we just kept firing out ideas. We didn't get as far as we thought we were going to do, which we had to come back to it. So this is ripe uh, a ripe idea with plenty. We can always come back to this again. So here we go. We had the idea about the huts, and we did incorporate that into our Mr. and Mrs. Smith retrospect thriller idea.
We did, yeah.
But this next genre that's listed here is crime films.
Okay,
So
crimes.
the crime genre, which
Nice.
we're going down the right avenue there with the huts. What
Yep,
other
yep.
crime syndicates would you really like to delve into? Maybe and
has to be
they
the
could
Pikes.
really.
Has to be the Pikes.
Oh,
The Pikes are a
yeah.
brilliant crime syndicate, I feel. Even
So how
in,
do you go about it with the Pikes? Because the Pikes are like, I don't know, with a crime film, it's usually, I don't know, when I think about it, I think of like someone who's doing wrong, but we're on their side. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
the Sopranos, they're obviously doing bad, but you're kind of rooting for them.
Yeah,
It's the same
okay.
thing in those sort of things.
So
So like the Pikes, are we gonna can we get behind the Pikes?
we could
Or are we
steer
just
away
gonna
from the
involve
Pikes.
them? Okay.
Steer away from the Pikes. Then we could go down the route of Crimson Dawn because everyone loves
Ooh.
Kara.
Yeah.
Or we could go down the route of, here we go, spitballing. So, opening scene, there's a prison breakout. Could be Narkina 5 again. Some of the guys that jump off are actually criminals. Some of the guys that do find land and get ashore, find a ship, and that's when they decide to become a gang.
Mm.
They could call these guys, I don't know, the Narkina rejects or something like that. So first things first, they need to go across the galaxy, stealing and pillaging stuff, making the way, getting the kit, getting the equipment, getting money, etc., etc., etc. Then they could come across, I don't know, Canto Bight. They could go on a heist. You're following the gang up. It'd be a trilogy, I think, as well. This rather than just one. There'd be a lot to fit in. But you could watch them progress, and you could watch the crew progress as well.
Nice. I like the origins of this too. Like,
I
like the idea of a bunch of things streaming out from Narkina 5. You know what I'm saying?
Like, bring them all together.
Yeah, we are here talking about Andor, sort of, and that's what's tying it all together. We have like 3 movies coming out of that, that prison. That's awesome.
Yeah,
right, so
Aaron's got some awesome comments as well. So he's got, building off your Jedi idea, so it's yours. A Jedi must get close to insert target by joining Max Rebo's band. Another one he's got is the Joras. The Joras are all over the galaxy. That's another good one. Peaky Thrusters. I like that, Aaron.
Yeah,
I like that. Awesome.
Is that what you're going to call your crew? The Peaky Thrusters.
Peaky Thrusters. So it could be it could be a crew of Joras, couldn't it? To be fair, that's not a bad shout. I'm in 2 minds now. Do we want a crew of Joras? But then again, they wouldn't say anything. It'd just be ta-ta-ta-weenie.
Yeah.
So we'll have to go away from that. We'll have to steer.
Yeah.
There could be a Jorah in the crew.
Yeah. Why not?
Let's build the crew up. Right. We'll call this the Narkina Rejects. I think we'll go for. And we'll put this out. Right. How many crew members are we thinking here, Mike?
Well, you got to have at least 5.
Good. That's what I was thinking.
You got to have pairs, and there's at
Aaron's
least the odd
agreeing with
man
us.
out. You know.
Aaron's agreeing with us, right? So we've gone for Narkina Rejects for the crime. We're going to go for 5 crew members. 1 crew member. We'll write this one down as well, buddy. So 1 crew member is going to be a juror. His name is going to be called Wiggins. That's what he's known as. That's the guy. That's the guy from Instagram. So Aaron Wiggins, you've successfully made it into mine and Mike's film.
Nice.
Right, we've got 4 more people to choose from. 4 more species. I think one of them we can put out there to the socials tomorrow. So just put next to that, put out to socials, or we could put them all out if we ain't got any ideas. Let's see where we go. Obviously, we've got to go with a human. I'm guessing.
Yeah, you got to have at least 1.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Maybe
Male,
have 2
female.
humans. Well,
Yeah.
were there any females on Narkina 5, or was it just a male prison?
That's a good point. I don't think there was there?
No, I like the idea of having a male and a female because you got that, the sexual undertones and the play there. She's not liking it, or what I mean. There's plenty you could go there, but I don't think.
That's a good point.
I think if a female joins the crew, it's going to have to be maybe in the second movie after the crew gets going. Maybe they lose a member and a female steps in. And, it could go a lot of different ways. But yeah, I think if we're coming off of Narkina 5, we have to stick with just the dudes. So we got a human male, we got a Jorah. What else? There weren't too many aliens on Narkina 5, were there? Of course, we don't know. It's a big prison. I mean, we may not have seen everyone that was there.
There wasn't. The what else could we go for?
It's putting all the Wookiees to work in the mines.
Yeah. What else do we want to go for? We've got 4 more crew members here, guys. What are we thinking? We could go for a Twi'lek.
Yeah.
Could have a Twi'lek in there.
Yeah, have Twi'lek. Yep.
A Rodian.
Yeah. And then we just need 1 more.
We'll leave that to the socials.
Okay.
We're not sure of names and genders yet. I mean, we could have a female Rodian.
We could at some point, because we were talking about earlier, after Andor comes out, we've got this long barren stretch before the Mandalorian and Grogu. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a whole lot on the Star Wars docket right now.
Yeah.
So we're going to be able to come back to some of these great ideas and flesh them out. We could just change the whole perspective of Jedi and the Mailman and turn it into, the writing arm, the creative arm of Disney Star Wars.
Yeah, I like it. Aaron's on the Instagram saying that's good. Is it gone for the Jorah and the Wookiee BTs? What's up, Bevers? So we've gone for Narkina Rejects. We've got 5 crew members. One's a Jorah called Mr. Wiggins. Then we've got a Twi'lek, a Rodian, 2 humans. We don't know any genders yet, apart from Mr. Wiggins. And we've got 1 completely unknown character. Right, happy with that.
Yeah.
Here's the main man, Tahora. Your boy's coming out from New Zealand. Kia ora, bros.
Yeah, Tahu's our oldest fan, man. He's been with us, I think, since the first episode. Always jumping on here.
My American football coach is from New Zealand. We're both from our small world. Right, yeah, thank you for joining, Tahu. If you've just joined us, we're talking Star Wars film ideas to do with genres. Mike, you got the list, mate. Do you want to give them a rundown of what we've got?
So we've got our horror with the Left Behind on Endor, the little Ewoks coming out and terrorizing everyone. We got Cutback. We got the clone who has a family. Either his family gets murdered or his family gets kidnapped, and he's got to go on a vengeance tour. Then we got Mr. and Mrs. Smith style thriller called Retrospect. Then we've got our Dr. Dramatic, the drama, Dr. Dramatic, right out of Narkina 5. We got our Jedi and the Mandalorian, the romance between Obi-Wan and Satine. We got our 40-year-old Padawan as the comedy genre. And we got our Narkina Rejects in the
The crime.
the crime film.
Nice. Right. That one's put to bed. We'll put that on the socials tomorrow, guys and girls. Aaron's put, you guys are great. I'm definitely coming back for the next episode.
All
Cheers,
right,
Aaron.
we made a new
Super
fan.
appreciate it. If you get a chance, Aaron Wiggins, check it out on the YouTube. It's where we seem to get the majority of the followers on a live stream, dude. It's easier to watch. He's put his youngest son would be all over this show. Get him on, share it out to your friends, family, pets, whoever can watch it and has got some form of device. Get them to subscribe, like, share, get it out there, get them on. And like we've been doing with you, Aaron, we'll definitely get your comments.
Yeah, check out our back catalog. There's lots of episodes of Jedi and the Mailman and Explore the Force.
Yes, repping the merch that you can check out as well over on Redbubble. While we're on that subject, sorry, Mike. Yeah, let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next genre. What we got, buddy?
Right. Yeah, let's try to get a few more of these down. So next is Western, and
Western.
Star Wars kind of goes down this route.
Yeah,
The Mandalorian is definitely
space Western,
has a Western flavor,
Yeah.
And Boba Fett. I mean, I hated Boba Fett when I started watching that show, and then about 3 episodes in or so, I just flipped the switch in my mind and I realized this is a spaghetti Western.
Yeah.
And you just like it for a spaghetti Western. You know what I mean? If you just realize what genre you're watching and what it's trying to be, then you just let it go. So like there's definitely room for Westerns in the, within Star Wars. I mean, what's the
Cad Bane?
Great. Yeah, Cad Bane. Like Cad Bane is totally cowboy. Like
this has got Cad Bane all over it. It's
Absolutely.
got Cad Bane all over it. That'd be a great shot, Cad Bane Western.
Yeah.
You've also got the
dude,
go on.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you a big Western fan at all?
I'll watch them. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah. I loved Westerns back in the day. I mean, I watched everything Clint Eastwood, like all of his Westerns. I
He's the main guy,
loved them. But Cad Bane, like almost like if you followed Cad Bane around like a Clint Eastwood Western, could you okay, so all the characters Clint played were sort of, dubious, but you could root for him. You know what I'm saying? Knowing what we know about Cad Bane, is there enough, could you root for Cad Bane, or is he just too bad? Is he too far down the...
I don't think
No,
you could.
I don't think so.
So who's got an idea? Star Wars Western, but in the style of Brave Star.
I'm not familiar with Brave Star.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Brave Star either. We have to build on that, Tahu. Let us know what Brave Star actually is.
I'll check it out.
Cad Bane, he'd be difficult to like, but then he has got that droid companion that is really likable.
Yeah.
You've also got Cobb Vanth as well.
Yeah.
On the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
So you could do something. You could do something with Cobb Vanth, mate, looking after his little town, before Mando and that turned up.
Yeah, you certainly could do that. Yeah, I mean that has easy Western written all over it for sure. I don't know. I sort of like the idea of a Cad Bane though, following him around, because I really like Cad Bane's character.
Yeah, he's class.
He is just no nonsense. Like he was the bounty hunter that got crap done. You know what I mean? And he is ruthless. Yes, he is a murderer. Yes, but I don't know if there's enough humanity in him. Or could we find some humanity in him? I don't know.
There's 1 or 2 episodes in Clone Wars that he has got some form of humanity. I mean, obviously he helps raise Boba Fett as well. So you could have a young Boba Fett alongside him in this.
Yeah.
So you could see him training him or going on hunts together.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd really like to see more.
Right, we'll put down a Cad Bane story. A Cad Bane story. We can't go with the Book of Cad Bane. That's been done.
No.
I'm trying to think if there's any words for old Western. So over in England, we call them a spaghetti Western.
Yeah. I mean, that's a specific style of Western.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cad
I don't know. I think I'd enjoy seeing a Cad Bane story. I really would. It
Okay,
could
we'll
go a
go with
lot
that.
of different directions.
We'll go with that.
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
All right. You had any other
Cool.
ideas?
No,
I mean,
no. I really think Cad Bane or Cobb Vanth.
yeah.
They're the two easiest ones for me. I think there's nothing really I can think of now. Right, what else we got, mate?
How about a mystery?
Ooh,
Yeah.
mystery.
I mean, they tried to do this, I think, with the Acolyte, but they bailed on it way too soon.
I've
Like,
just got one go in my head, mate. That you could run in like an hour and be done with it.
yeah.
Right. Hear me out. Right.
Okay.
Shimmy Skywalker, pregnant. One full hour of one day she goes to work, completely fine. Next day she comes to work, she's pregnant. End of film. Mystery solved. Mystery problem solved. That'd be the easiest one.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
What other mysteries have you got? What was you thinking about the Acolyte? Sorry.
Well, I think the Acolyte was trying. I mean, it seemed like before we even saw the Acolyte, when
Yeah.
you saw the previews and whatnot, and you saw somebody's killing Jedi, you thought they were going to set up this big mystery, and we had to figure out who,
No.
But it,
Yeah.
they bailed so quick. Like the whole twin thing was revealed like in episode 2. Like there was it didn't get on that mystery route very far.
No, it didn't.
But
Who's
I
there?
mean,
Look, a mystery. Yes. Give us some ideas.
yes,
What do you want to see?
yes.
Tyler?
I mean, I know that that's a great genre for Star Wars. There's all kinds of different routes you could go. I just don't have. I mean, hell, we've spit out how many ideas already? My brain is starting to lose.
Yeah. We're going to
But I
going
know
down the
it's
Shimmy
got to be.
Skywalker route for this, aren't we?
I want to get a good mystery idea down, and
Okay.
then I want to hit at least one more genre, and then we got to bail because we're clicking up to an hour here, and Jack was so
No, good
gracious
enough.
to stay
Yeah.
up till 1 o'clock in the morning. It's
Oh, God.
it's
God.
almost 2 in the morning, so we got to get this man to bed. But we need a good mystery idea.
We might have to come back to this one. We might even have to put a question mark next to it.
Well,
Maybe let
let's
the
do that.
socials
Yeah,
decide.
let's throw out a couple more that kind of rapid fire style that maybe we could put out on our socials. Our friends can help us out with. But okay, so there's the we could get noir. Do you know what a noir is?
Noir.
Yeah, like real dark, gritty kind of.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Marked with
Like
pessimistic
Sin City sort of thing.
fatalism and cynicism. Yeah, real
Oh,
dark
who's just thought
noir.
of a brilliant idea? Mystery idea. Leah solving things in the style of Scooby Doo, and the Falcon's like the mystery wagon. Yes, that's fantastic.
This is combining genres. We got a mystery and comedy all combined into one. Great idea, Tahu. Romantic comedy. That's another great genre
Romantic
that we
comedy.
could go into. Yep. Oh, this one is another one. Musical.
Oh,
do you dig musicals much?
I don't. I'll watch anything, to be honest. Like Les Miserables and all that good stuff. Yeah, I'll watch.
I'd like to say that I hate musicals, but in honesty, I hate bad musicals. A bad musical is really, really bad. Like when they try to speak through the music and they just force words in there that just don't work. The rhythm's off. It's terrible. I just saw a high school production of a musical that I hate criticizing the kids because they're up there doing their best, but it was bad.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, when you see a good musical, like when somebody really puts the work into it, it's magical, man. So I don't know. Like I know
I've got an
Star
idea.
Trek, the newest Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. They have 2 seasons out so far. Season 3 is coming, and in both seasons they did a musical episode, and it's phenomenal. So I think there's a place for a musical, maybe in within the Star Wars.
I've got an idea, right? So who's gone? If I get to play bass on the Star Wars musical, then I'm in. my idea can include him.
Okay.
So, Jabba's Palace.
Uh-huh.
You've got the 3 Twi'lek dancers.
Yep.
One of my questions on the quiz. Now, could do a musical. It could be their musical, mate, and like the life in Jabba's palace, and obviously one of them falls to the Rancor. So we could include Tahar as the bassist. No
Heck yeah.
problem.
Excellent. Yeah, I think that's where you have to go for a musical. I think you're right because
Av-
there's all kinds of stuff going on in the palace. That's the perfect
yeah,
place to set it.
Aaron's just said on Instagram, musical would be great if it's funny and light-hearted. Well, we know where one of them's ending up, like Shimagoon or something. Shimagoon. Right, should we go with the Twi'lek dancers for that one?
Yes, for sure.
What shall we
Twilight
call it?
Dances and
We need a musical title for it though.
let's see,
A Twi'lek's Dream.
Jabba's Palace. Uh, Twilight's Dream.
We'll just have it called a Star Wars musical. A
Yeah.
Twi'lek's Dream or something. A Star Wars musical is fine.
A
We'll go with
Twilight's
it.
Dream, a Star Wars musical.
Yeah, beautiful.
All right. Now, one last, and we don't even have to come up with the idea. Let's just throw this one more out there, and then we're going to let Jack get to bed. But
Aaron's going as well. We've got to go. This was really fun. Cheers, Aaron. Thanks for dropping by, dude. Super
Thanks, buddy.
appreciate the support, man.
So another big film genre that just lends itself to Star Wars, I think. Star Wars is big, huge. When you think of a Star Wars release, it's an event.
Mm.
And this kind of falls into the same thing when you have these summer blockbuster movies, the disaster movie. This could, it could go so many different ways with Star Wars.
You could have
I guess, yeah. Well, I was about to say the same thing, and then I thought, well, nobody survived Alderaan, so where do you go with that?
Yeah.
It happened so quick. It'd be a short movie. What's that light? Boom.
Yeah.
Gone. But there's, the blockbuster disaster movie that comes out every summer. The asteroids hitting the planet, or the volcanoes erupting, or the twisters, or whatever. You could set it on any planet in the Star Wars galaxy. Have all kinds of crazy stuff going on. But yeah, another awesome genre, I think.
Yeah.
And dude, we could go on and on. I think this list seems almost. Oh, one more thing. Sorry, one more thing I wanted to ask about the superhero genre. Okay.
Ooh, how do you tackle that?
Is there any place for that in Star Wars? This for sure is the last avenue we're going to go down. But
I don't think
is there anywhere in the right, because Disney already has the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't think you want to cross ties. I think you want Star Wars to be Star Wars, and you want the MCU to be MCU. They can have sometimes similar things, but I don't think you need a superhero.
No, you've got a super Jedi or
we've got Jedi.
Yeah. No, I think that was dead in the water. I think the only other genre as well that you could get away with, I was saying this the other night, is if you did like a documentary movie or a sport themed movie on pod racing.
Yeah.
So Netflix do one called Drive to Survive, don't they? I don't know if you've seen that, where you follow like the F1 drivers around. Imagine doing that, but with a pod racers.
Right. Yeah.
Following Sebulba.
That's a great idea. And that, the sports documentary is a specific genre in itself.
Yeah.
But going down the other route with just your standard documentary, there's a lot of room for that in Star Wars too.
Gosh, yeah.
Like, I know there recently one of the, they come up with those coffee table books and whatnot for Star Wars, but there was one where it's like a botanist or something, and it kind of just goes through all the different flora and fauna of the Star Wars realm. You could go. It'd be so crazy to see, like, oh, what's the planet that Luke's on with the the blue milk and the little weird, like somebody just doing like a nature documentary on that planet. Like,
that'd be a good one.
So super serious, just nature documentary about these crazy little
Star Wars guy going around. Like an Ithorian, ones with the really long neck.
Yeah,
You just speak through his finger.
that would be
Oh,
perfect.
yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah,
And we could call that Adventures with Doctor, and then whatever his name is, or
yeah,
her
yeah,
name
yeah,
is.
yeah. Heck yeah. Well, dude,
Yeah,
man, with this this is a
we've got
wellspring
loads.
full of ideas. We've got to revisit this again at some point.
Yeah,
I don't know if we're going to do this again next week. Should be Jimmy and I back on here again. Jack, I appreciate you staying up so late and
not a
having this
problem,
fun
dude. It's been
conversation
great.
with
It's
me.
been great.
This is a great time. We definitely have you back on if you're ever, well. Once you get established in Canada and are better in a
Oh, we'll be
better
doing
time
it more
zone, we
often.
could do
Yeah,
this way more often. Yeah, but would
with Fabio racing before for us. Yeah, of course it would. That'd
yeah,
be a great
yeah,
thing on Canto Bite.
heck yeah. So yeah, so next week it should be Jimmy and I back at this for our last episode before the break. When you guys will be off to Japan to enjoy celebration, have your time in the
Yep.
sun on the stage there, podcasting in front of
Yeah, it's gonna be
hundreds and
crazy.
hundreds of people. And it's going to be so awesome. So
Yes,
we'll be back next week, and then we'll talk more about schedule after that because we'll be
yeah,
changing some things up as we
we will.
take a look at Andor and whatnot. But yeah, Jack, just super appreciate you staying up late for us. This is a good time. I think we definitely nailed it with some of these. I'm
Yeah,
sure Disney's going to be calling us.
anytime.
I'll be waking up to a message on the
Yeah,
on the socials that Disney's looking for us to expand on some of these ideas.
100%, dude. 100%. It's been an absolute ball. Thank you to Aaron Wiggins as well. As you said, I've just subscribed on YouTube.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Peace
you.
out. So thank you so much. So we've done well tonight. Thank you to everyone in the comments. We've had loads of comments again tonight.
Yes.
Loads of different people getting online. Super appreciate you all. Tahura, fantastic to finally meet you live as well. Heard so much about you. Again, guys, girls, please check us out. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads, Blue Sky, and YouTube. Just remember, subscribe. Help us out. We're literally one away now from 480. We want to try and
Nice.
get that 500 mark. There's lots to come this week. We've got the quiz show live tomorrow. That'll be on YouTube again.
Yes, check
So
out the
make
quiz
sure
show.
to
It's
check
great.
that. Loads of awesome questions coming some people's way. And yeah, like you said, Mike, been an absolute pleasure. Thank you,
Mhm.
everybody, for joining. Mike, any final words?
Now, just hey, sorry if we didn't get to get to your comments. They were coming fast and furious, and it just keep shouting out, man. Just keep touching base with us. Like Jack said, hit us
Yeah.
up on our email, hit us up on our socials, wherever. Let us know. We love hearing from you all.
Awesome. Right. From me and Mike, then, take care and may the force be with you always.